my dear students, welcome to this online video lecture on fluid mechanics. So in the previous video, whatever concepts and the numericals we have discussed, hope you have understood all those things. So in today's video also we'll start with the new concepts and the problems. And if you have any doubts regarding the subject, you can comment your doubts in that comment box and we'll try to clarify them. So let us start this session without wasting much time. My dear students, welcome to this online video lecture on fluid mechanics. So in the previous video we have discussed the pressure distribution, velocity distribution as well as shear stress distribution for the flow between the two parallel fixed plates, means both the plates are stationary. But today in this video we are going to derive the equations, the same pressure distribution, velocity distribution and shear stress distribution equation for the laminar flow between the two parallel plates. So in that plate, one plate will be fixed and another plate will be moving. So let us start with a derivation now. This is a simple schematic figure or a reference figure for this derivation. So as you are seeing, so the one plate is fixed whereas another plate is moving in the same direction of a fluid flow. And this upper plate is moving with a velocity up, that is upper plate velocity. And similarly, this is a fluid element. For your reference, I have drawn one more a little bit larger figure. I have drawn it, that is A, B, C, D fluid element. And on face AB, the pressure intensity as well as on face DC, the pressure intensity will be acting. Whereas the surface AD and BC, the shear forces will be, or shear stress will be acting on the face AD and BC. So this kind of flow are known as Corti flow. Okay, this kind of flows are known as Corti flow, and this was first studied by MFA Corti. So he is a person who studied on this kind of flows, and as a result, this kind of conditions are known as Corti flow. So then the force acting on the fluid element. Now the force acting on these fluid element are, first one, that is pressure force on face AB. So that is P.
So in a general case, if the Reynolds number is less than 2000, then the flow is known as laminar flow.
On face
if the Reynolds number is more than 4000, then the flow is called turbulent flow.
P plus.
If the Reynolds number lies between 2000 and 4000, then the flow is transitional flow.
Z on face CD. And the third one is a shear force. Okay, shear force acting on the surface AD as well as BC. So the shear force, that is 2 plus dou tau by dou y into delta y, delta x, delta z on AD, on surface AD. Similarly, the another shear stress, that is on surface BC, so that is 2 into delta x, delta z on surface BC. So these are the forces acting on this fluid element. Now we know that as there is no acceleration acting, so the net force will be equals to 0. So the net force will be equals to 0. So let us equate that equation, so that it will be P delta y delta z plus P plus dou P by dou x delta x delta y delta z plus, I'll just write 2 delta x. Now this force will be acting in opposite direction, so I will consider negative here. Similarly, this shear stress is acting in opposite direction, I will consider negative, that is delta x and delta z. And another shear stress which is in the same direction of a flow, so that will be plus, I will consider as a plus, that is tau plus dou tau by dou y delta y into delta x delta z. That will be equals to 0. Now if I equate it and if I simplify this complete equation, I will get an equation that is dou p by dou x equals to dou tau by dou y. Okay, this is equation 1. So if I simplify this complete term, I will get dou p by dou x equals to dou tau by, so I'll just write dou tau by dou y. Now the velocity distribution across, so this is not actual pressure distribution now, so that will be simplified in the further steps. Okay, now the velocity distribution across any section, okay, is obtained by substituting the shear stress value, okay, shear stress value in this equation. Okay, then we'll get the velocity. So that is that dou p by dou x will be equals to, so what is our shear stress equation? Tau is nothing but, from Newton's law we know that tau is nothing but mu into dou u by dou y in y direction. So that is from Newton's law. So now dou by dou y will be equals to mu dou u by dou y. So now the equation becomes, so I'll just take mu outside, 1 by mu dou p by dou x will be equals to dou square u divided by dou y square, dou y square. Now integrating this equation, we'll get the constant terms. Okay, now if I integrate this one, so I'll just integrate dou u by dou y. Integrating this term, I will get 1 by mu, with respect to y I'll integrate, and again dou p by dou x remains same, then y, okay, will be, sorry, plus constant term. Again integrating this equation, okay, again integrating this equation, I will get u. So integrating here, I'll write just integrating in this equation. So again if I integrate this equation, so I'll get 1 by mu dou p by dou x, dou p by dou x, dou p by dou x, y square by 2, y integration is nothing but y square by 2, plus c, as there is no, so I will c1y plus c2. So this is a u equation. Now this is a velocity, but we are having a integration constant in this equation. So the c1 and c2 are integration constant, and we need to identify these values of c1 and c2 by using a boundary condition, that is y is equals to 0 and u is equals to 0. And the second boundary condition is when y is equals to t and u will be equals to up. So when y is equals to 0 means at this end, so this plate is not moving, so u will be equals to 0. When y equals to t means which is separated by the t different distances, so then the upper plate will be moving in some velocity, so that is a up, then u will be equals to up. Now by substituting, I'll just erase this. Okay, I'll just erase. Now if I substitute the first boundary condition in equation 2, I'll write this as a equation 2. So I will get 0 will be equals to 1 by mu dou p by dou x, then y value is 0, so 0 by 2 plus c1, then 0 plus c2. From this equation, so I will get c2 will be equals to 0. Now again substituting the boundary condition 2 in equation 2, I will get u is equals to up, up, that is upper plate velocity, and 1 by mu dou p by dou x, where y is equals to t, so I'll write t square divided by 2 plus c1t plus c2. As c2 is 0, I'll write it 0. So then c1 will be equals to, so then the c1 will be equals to up divided by t minus 1 by 2 mu dou p by dou x into t. So this is a c1 and c2 value. Now we have got integration constant values c1 and c2. Now let us substitute this c1 and c2 in equation 2. Okay, let us substitute these integration constant values in equation 2, okay, in velocity equation. So that is, okay, so I'll write it. What is u will be equals to 1 by mu dou p by dou x, then y square divided by 2 plus c1 value is up divided by t minus 1 by 2 mu dou p divided by dou x into t. So t is there into y. So this is a whole bracket into y. Then again c2 value is 0. So it is nothing but 0. Now if I simplify this equation, I will get u, that is velocity, will be equals to up divided by t y plus 1 by 2 mu minus dou p by dou x into ty minus y square. Now this is a velocity equation. Now this is the velocity equation which helps us to derive the velocity distribution in the flow. So this is a velocity equation. Now from this equation we can say that the velocity distribution in case of Corti flow, okay, so, and this distribution is mainly depends on, so this velocity distribution is mainly depends on the upper plate velocity and the dou p by dou x, okay, and this dou p by dou x value may be 0 or negative or positive based on the condition. Either it may be positive or negative, or it may be 0. So it mainly depends on the upper plate velocity and dou p by dou x value. Now next important is shear stress distribution. So from a Newton's law we know that shear stress distribution is given by mu into dou u by dou y in y direction. Okay, in a y direction I have considered y direction. Now let us substitute this u value in the shear stress equation. Therefore tau is equals to mu dou by dou y, u value is up ty plus 1 by 2 mu minus dou p by dou x, close the bracket, ty minus y square, then again whole bracket. Okay, now if I differentiate this equation with respect to y, now if I differentiate integrate the above equation with respect to y, I will get tau will be equals to mu up divided by t plus, I'll write, minus dou p by dou x into b by 2 minus y. So b is nothing but t by 2 y. Now this is a shear stress equation. This is equation 3 and this is equation 4. Now this is a shear stress equation or shear stress distribution in a Corti flow. So this is shear stress distribution. Okay, now this is a shear stress distribution, but this shear stress distribution is unsymmetrical with the value of y and b. Okay, so but I cannot guess what is the actual profile, how it will be distributing, whether it is linear or parallel or parabolic. So that has to be identified. The profile, velocity distribution, velocity profile need to be identified. This shear stress distribution is unsymmetrical with the value of y. When y is equals to 0, if I put y equals to 0, so then the shear stress value will be equals to, that is tau will be equals to mu up divided by t minus dou p by dou x t by 2. So this is a value. When y value, okay, when y value is t by 2, means if it is at the center t by 2, so then the shear stress will be equals to mu up by t plus minus dou p by dou x t by 2. Okay, so minus t by 2. Now similarly, at y equals to t, sorry, this is at y equals to t, when y is equals to t. Similarly, at y equals to t by 2, then the shear stress will be equal to mu up divided by t. Okay, so these are the three different condition I can say that the velocity distribution. Now the velocity distribution when y is equals to 0 is, this is a equation. When it is at a t distance, then this is a equation used to derive the shear stress at that particular point. And at the center, at the middle, that is y equals to t by 2, and this is a shear stress value. To identify the zero shear stress value, I must equate, but I don't know where the minimum shear stress value is there. But as in the previous cases, we used to say that at the end of the shear plates, so at that condition the shear stress will be 0 or less. Either at the center of flow the shear stress will be minimum, but I don't know. But from this equation I have not observed any zero value. Now to have that minimum shear stress, I should equate this shear stress equation with respect to y. If I equate this shear stress with respect to 0, so then I will get a equation, that is y equation. I will get it, y is equals to t by 2 plus mu up divided by t bracket 1 by minus dou p by dou x. Now this is an equation which helps us to identify the minimum shear stress, that is y is equals to t by 2 plus mu up divided by t into 1 by minus dou p by dou x. So this value helps us to identify the location where the shear stress is minimum. Okay, now so this is a distance which gives us to where the velocity, where the shear stress is minimum. Similarly, we need to get the equation where the velocity will be maximum as well as the minimum. So that will continue in the next, in this further calculation or further derivation. Okay, now we have derived the equations for velocity distribution, shear stress and velocity we have identified. Now the discharge to this Scotty flow, at what is a discharge flowing through this, so that has to be identified. Now the discharge through this condition, under this condition, is given by dq is equals to area into velocity. Now velocity we have already identified. Now the area is nothing but dy I will consider, that is dy, and remaining as a unit area. Then the velocity is up by t into y plus 1 by 2 mu minus dou p by dou x ty minus y square. Now this is an equation. Okay, if I integrate this equation, we get, so if I integrate this equation, so I will get, that is integration of dq. So if I integrate this equation, I will get up divided by
up into t divided by 2 plus t cube by 12 mu minus dou p by dou x. Now this is a discharge, okay, taking place between these two plates. Okay, now we have identified the discharge, and we already know that the average velocity, that is u bar, is given by q divided by area. Okay, q divided by area. Now q is up t divided by 2 plus t cube 12 mu, then minus dou p by dou x, divided by area is t into unit area, that is thickness into its cross sectional 1 I will consider. So t, then the u bar, that is average velocity, will be up divided by 2 plus t square divided by 12 mu minus dou p by dou x, minus dou p by dou x. Now this is a average velocity. Now we don't know where the maximum velocity is present. Okay, we have identified the velocity equation for velocity to identify the velocity, but we don't know where is the maximum velocity. Now to have that maximum velocity, I need to differentiate the velocity equation with respect to y and equate it to 0. If I do that, I will get the velocity y, distance where the velocity will be maximum, that is equals to u divided by t minus dou p by dou x. Now this is an equation which gives us a distance at which the velocity is maximum. Now this is all about the Corti flow. So the derivation is little bit lengthier. Hope once if you practice it, you can easily remember all the steps. And this question, this derivation will be asked in the examination for 10 marks. So let us know all the equations from the first equations and the velocity equation, so we'll have all the things. Okay, now the y we have identified. Okay, now what is the first equation that we come up with in this derivation is, that is a velocity equation. That is first equation, that is velocity u is equals to up divided by t into y plus 1 by 2 mu minus dou p by dou x into ty minus y square. So this is a velocity. Okay, this is a velocity of a fluid flowing in this section. Okay, at any particular section. Okay, and whereas up is the velocity of an upper plate and t is a distance between the two plates and y is a position. Okay, y is a position. And the shear stress, we have identified the shear stress equation, that is mu upper plate velocity divided by t plus minus dou p by dou x, then b by 2 minus y. This is a shear stress equation. Okay, the next we have identified the velocity. Okay, next we have identified the shear stress distance at which the shear stress will be 0. Now y is equals to t by 2 plus mu up divided by t 1 divided by minus dou p by dou x. Now this is a distance at which the tau will be 0. Now it is a distance at which tau will be 0, that is minimum. Tau will be minimum. Now the next we have identified the discharge through this to these plates, that is q will be equals to up t divided by 2 plus t cube 12 mu minus dou p by dou x. Okay, Then we have identified the average velocity, that is up divided by 2 plus t square 12 mu minus dou p by dou x. Then we have identified the distance at which the velocity is maximum, that is y is equals to t plus 2 mu u divided by t, that is 1 by minus dou p by dou x. Now this is a distance, it is a distance at which the velocity is maximum. Okay, these are the equations what we have derived in this session, and this question will be asked for 10 marks. Okay, and this is a Corti flow condition in which one plate will be stationary and another plate will be moving with some velocity, that is upper plate will be moving with some velocity.